order. This is the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Cottonwood, and it is December 20th. So just as a courtesy, if everyone would quickly shut their cell phones off or put them to silent, please, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Deputy Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Althouse.
Here. Present.
Councilmember Norman.
Here.
Councilmember Allen.
Here.
Councilmember Hauge.
Here.
Councilmember Henry.
Here.
Vice Mayor Pfeiffer.
Here.
And Mayor Alinsky.
Here. Please stand up and join me in the pledge.
I wasn't expecting to be first.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. Item 4 is brief summary of current events by mayor, city council, and/or city manager. So, council, would you like to share what you've been up to the last couple of weeks and what you're up to next week? No pressure, but if you have anything to share, now's the time.
I'll start. I announced at our last council meeting we were going to hold a bike night at Adriana's to show her some motorcycle love, and even though it was pouring down rain, thank you, Cottonwood, we had 30 people show up, and we filled Adriana's, so very exciting. Adriana was thrilled. And then the Modified Motorcycle Association has our annual Frosty and Chili Run on January 1st, which is a Sunday this year. All proceeds are going to the Verde Valley Military Service Park, so I encourage people to come out and support so we can raise some money for the service park.
Very good, thank you. Any other? Mrs. Allen?
The new council members attended the new elected official training down in Phoenix a week or two ago. It was a very good training. I would highly recommend it, even as a refresher to council members that have been here for quite a while. But they did an awesome job.
Great, thank you. Anyone else? No? So,
Mayor,
yes.
do you want me to give you a little rundown of a couple of items here?
Yeah, I'll just speak briefly here on a few things that I've been up to, and then we'll get to you.
Okay.
The Vice Mayor and I attended the Habitat for Humanity groundbreaking. I believe it was their 13th or 14th home that they're building here in the Valley? 13th. 13th, is that correct? Yeah. And really good turnout for that, so that was nice to see. Councilmember Allen and I attended the legislative meeting. If you wouldn't mind speaking to that, because I wasn't able to attend the whole thing. So, and she sent out a recap of the event to all the council members. I appreciate that. But if you wouldn't mind speaking to the public about that.
We had our two legislative representatives as well as Senator Sylvia Allen in attendance to it was a legislative roundtable for us to hear what the legislative's got going on, what's coming up in the near future, talk about a couple of laws that have passed that we might have a little concerns with and what we can do about them, and as well as give them a little bit of our input, the things that are concerning us, that are coming up. They were very, very attentive. They listened. It's always a joy to speak to legislators from the state level that actually listen to you and talk to you like an individual, and I was really pleased, and they took our concerns, and absolutely they want us to continue to contact them with concerns that we get from our citizens, and so it was very refreshing.
Thank you. And I attended the Verde Front meeting last Thursday and was delighted and surprised to learn that I'm part of the leadership on the leadership council now for the Verde Front. So it was a lot like drinking from a fire hose to get up to speed on that. But it's a really great organization, and they're certainly doing a lot of good things here with the stringer pearls and everything in the Verde Valley. So I'm excited to be a part of that and hope to move things forward. All right. Mr. Rodriguez, have you got anything then from the management side?
Yeah, I've got a couple of items from our department heads. I'm pleased to report that we've managed to make some conditional offers to to fill some positions. One of them, of course, is the victims' rights advocate position that council approved during budget, and then we talked about it at the last council meeting. We also have two conditional offers for police officers, and that's getting to be more and more difficult for us to recruit police officers. And also we have offers out on some dispatchers. We're hoping to get our staff up to speed and fully staffed in both those areas. just want to mention that we had well 2 being worked on today. It should have been done by today. If not, they'll be done by tomorrow. We've also got paving done over at the Pant Building that began today. One thing that's been of interest for us and has been a bit of an urgent issue has been the UV system over the wastewater treatment plants. You may recall it's a $300,000 project, and it's necessary to disinfect the water as it's getting ready to go out for recycle. That system is in, and it's currently being tested over the next week. Hopefully we'll get some real good results off of it. The airport apron is pretty much completed. We've got a couple of other final touches. It should be done by this Friday, and minor completion will be done. The full completion will be done by next Friday, a week from this Friday, sorry. I wanted to also mention that the website go live has been changed. Instead of January, it's scheduled for February 18th instead of January. We've run into some issues with authors not being able to post live to the website. They're having issues with that. Some of our users can't get their passwords changed. And then we're doing some slight redesign. Those of you who were here when we presented the website, we had one issue with that big circle in the middle, which we've gotten rid of. But we're going to having photos in the background, and rather than having them blocked by all the front panels, the front pages, we're going to go ahead and have that front page transparent. So basically, you will be able to see all the photos on the background, regardless of where you go on those pages. That we're working on that. We also put out offers to IT Tech 1. As you know, we have 4 positions in our IT department. 2 of them are vacant, and we're trying to fill both of those. We made an offer to an IT Tech today, and we also made one to our network administrator to replace the recent vacancy, and we got turned down. So we're still looking for a network administrator. If anyone knows of anyone that has those skills, please send them our way. Also, the restrooms at the kids' park and at the Garrison Park have been delayed till February also due to utility cutouts. They weren't acceptable. We need to make sure that they get done properly, so that will be delayed till February. And also want to mention one of Richard's projects, or the Rec Center projects, the Angel Tree, distributed over 70 presents to area schools, and that was a big one for the city of Cottonwood.
Very good.
That's all I've got.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to move on then to item 5, which is presentations, and we have a recap of the historic home and building tour. So I'm going to call up Mr. Bigelow, if you wouldn't mind coming up to the podium and introducing yourself. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, Council, Ryan Bigelow with the Cottonwood Historic Preservation Commission this time. Saturday, November 12th, in conjunction with Walkin' on Main, the City of Cottonwood Historic Preservation Commission put on the 3rd annual historic home tour. We had 11 stops this year. There was a theme of the United Verde mining extension. Some of the buildings included like Vinny's Pizza, the ARC buildings, which were all part of the UVX. Traditionally, we tried to celebrate their 100-year anniversary this year. We had 99 attendees, which was just short of our goals, but still acceptable anyways. We had 113 last year, so we had 99 this year. 66% of our attendees were local. 66% of them were ages 55 to 70, and pretty importantly, 60% rated the tour excellent, 28% rated it good on a scale of 1 to 5. So overall, the tour went really well. We made some pretty big improvements this year, being the 3rd annual. One is we got our own website. That was very helpful. Second, we had some online ticket purchasing, which was able to promote and help establish who was going to be there prior to the event this year, which was helpful. We had our own Facebook page, which helped with marketing. And probably most importantly, Glenda Farley was able to create a number of posters of this nature, kind of creating a little mini museum, if you will, at each location. So there was a lot of visual, a lot of old pictures, with a lot of additional reading materials, including we had volunteer docents there as well to help with explanations. So we had a lot of really good information and got a lot of really good feedback. And we, of course, had we need to thank Ms. Kirsten Hastings for creating our map that we gave to every participant, which gave them a really good idea of where they were headed, where they were going, what the current name of the building is, and what the historic name of the building is. So these are really well done maps. Part of what made the tour so good. Maybe most importantly, the tour raised a little over $2,900 for the matching grant program. This is the Historic Preservation Small Grant Program. It's a reimbursement grant program for local historic landmarks. At this point, we haven't had anybody utilize that, but we're always looking to landmark more properties and get more people involved with that matching grant program. The future of the event, we are in discussions already for next year. Some of the discussions revolve around possibly moving the event, changing the date away from the Walking on Main event, primarily because the Zeke Taylor event is on the same day, and that we feel like, giving our demographics, kind of takes away from a lot of the folks who would potentially participate. We also are starting to talk about themes for next year, including maybe an agricultural theme, historic agriculture in the area, also considering a mid-century modern theme for next year. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of the volunteers. We had docents at all of the locations. It's always hard to get people to come and commit to that, so we want to thank all of our volunteers and thank all of our sponsors who volunteered, who helped with time and money to make this thing happen. So we really appreciate that. Specifically, Glenda Farley for helping with that, with the presentations here. Felicia Coates is our backbone to this thing. And I'm going to mess up their last names, but Larry and Judy Yuskiewicz, thank you, help with our volunteers.
Takes one to know one.
Thank you. So thank you, and thank you to the council for supporting the event, and thanks to the Historic Preservation for participating. So thank you guys very much.
Very good. Any questions from council? Yes, please.
I don't have a question, but I can relay the message to Larry and Judy tomorrow. They're volunteers at the chamber on Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon, so I'll let them know.
Great, thank you.
Would you speak just briefly about the number of homes that we currently have, homes and buildings that we have landmarked?
Sure. 3, which are all, or 2 of them are actually City of Cottonwood properties. The Tea House, the old jail, and then the Civic Center, which are both City of Cottonwood properties, and then the winery.
Epiphany on Pima.
Oh, and Epiphany on Pima. I'm sorry. Right. So we have 4 now.
4, yeah.
4 locations: Epiphany on Pima, and I'm drawing a blank on the 4th.
Well, it would be the Ursel Garrison Garage.
Garrison, yeah.
Yeah, the old Cottonwood Waterworks building. Yeah.
Got it. So we're in discussions with others to hopefully landmark more properties. We're always looking for more homes for this tour. So if anybody knows of anybody who is open to opening up their home to strangers, then let us know. We'll try to coerce them any way we can.
Very good.
I'm sorry.
Please.
Do we lose any of the grant monies if we don't use them within a certain time period? Do we need to?
Not to my understanding, no. That we've kind of been able to hold that in an account and be able to continue with that. So.
And the grant is administered through the Historic Preservation Commission. So it's the last 2 years that we've done the home tour, the proceeds from the home tour go into that grant program. So I think there's, just shooting from the hip, about $6,000 probably in that.
55 to 6, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
In that program right now, and it's really just money that's waiting to be spent in the community. So I really would hope to encourage more folks to landmark their property. If you own a home that's 50 years or older, that alone qualifies it. And then, of course, it has to have some historical or architectural significance to it. But it's certainly a great program, and there's money available to fix up your home. So use it. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay, so next item is item 6, call to the public. This portion of the agenda is set aside for the public to address the council regarding an item that is not listed on the agenda for discussion. So if there's anybody who would like to address the council, now is your opportunity. Of course, if you're on the agenda, we'll call you up at that point. So I believe, ma'am, that you're here for the Parks and Recreation appointment. Is that correct?
I'm going to introduce myself so you don't have to vote for a ghost candidate.
Oh, that's okay. No, we'll call you up when we bring that item forth. Thank you for being here. Yeah. So we'll move on then to the consent agenda. And these following items are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or a citizen so requests. So unless there's a citizen out there that would like to have an item pooled, we're going to go ahead and bring up item 1 under the consent agenda, which is request from Unisource Energy Services for utility easements at 2 city-owned well sites for telemetering poles and related activities. Council?
Motion to approve the consent agenda is presented.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So the consent agenda is approved. And moving on to new business, item 1 is resolution number 2862, appointing a member to the City Parks and Recreation Commission. And I believe we'll have Mr. Faust come up and present. Please introduce yourself.
All right, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. And in your packet tonight, it's really nice to have people that are interested in serving the community, and especially with Parks and Recreation Commission, because we have usually a lot of long-standing individuals that set the tone and like being on the commission for quite some time. It's just the problem is that when we actually lose people, which is what we actually did with Al Hilberger and Carol Nielsen, who had been on for quite some time. Their date of term expiration was August 16th, 2016, and we've been trying to have somebody apply and identify that they are interested in the position for quite some time. So we've been out there for almost 12 weeks, off and on, trying to get someone that is interested. We had Diane Pottis, who is in Cottonwood, Arizona. She has her application there with you. She has a very extensive background, and I'll just ask her probably to come up here in just a minute. But this actually would fill 6 out of the 7 positions that we have. So at least we would establish 6. We'd only have 1 more to go. We will probably be continuing on with putting this in the paper as well as advertising through the radio wherever we can. So just to let you know, we'll try to get our 7th hopefully within the next couple of months. With that, I'd like to ask Diane if she would like to come up and introduce herself, give a little bit of background information on yourself.
Thank you. Hi. I'm Diane Pottis, like he said. I just moved to Cottonwood about 8 months ago, and I really don't know anybody. All my family's back in the Midwest, freezing, and I have a son in college. But I just wanted to get involved. I was a teacher. I've been in real estate. I owned a little business. Lived all over the U.S. and in Canada also. So seen a lot of programs. Used to work in a lot of rec centers. So I'm excited any way I can help. I'm excited to meet people. It's a great town.
We just met, so.
I was living in Phoenix, and I drove up here just out of the blue one day just to check it out, and then I went back and started packing. So it's
awesome.
a very unique town, and like I said, I've lived probably 14 or 15 places all over, and it's really, you guys have really something special here. So
Very good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for applying, and thanks for
Sure.
joining our community. It's
Yeah,
great.
no problem.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank you again. All
All
right.
Well, council, how do you feel?
Can I make a motion?
Please.
I move to approve resolution number 2862, appointing Diane Potthast, a member of the Parks and Recreation Commission for a 3-year term which expires December 21st, 2019.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very good.
Thank you, Council, very
Thank
much.
you. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Deputy Clerk, would you mind reading resolution number 2862, please?
Resolution number 2862, a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Cottonwood, Yavapai County, Arizona, appointing Diane Pottis, a member of the city of Cottonwood Parks and Recreation Commission, and establishing her term of office. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Item 2 under new business is cooperative purchase agreement with Life Fitness through the National Joint Powers Alliance for the purchase of cardio equipment for the Cottonwood Recreation Center. So I believe we'll have Mr. Faust again, or who? Oh, Mr. Cook.
Yeah.
Come forward, Mr. Cook, and introduce yourself properly.
Mr. Mayor,
unlike
Council,
how I did it.
Jeff Cook, purchasing agent and contracts with the City of Cottonwood. What I have to present tonight is the approval of an agreement to purchase replacement equipment for the Parks and Rec Center over there.
Okay.
That purchase was already approved in the budget, and so I met with Ryan Bigelow and we started looking through cooperative options, because for a small city like us, these RFPs are put out on a national level, very competitive. We looked at several different vendors, but this one stood out to us for a few different reasons. Felt that it provided the best value to the citizens here in Cottonwood, because Life Fitness scored highest in price, which is my personal favorite as a purchasing guy for the city, saving us money, and they're a leader in the industry. So really what we're coming for is just to ask for approval of this purchase through this cooperative agreement.
Okay, very good. I appreciate your hard work on that and piggybacking onto these agreements. It certainly does save us a lot of money.
Yeah, I think we're saving 30 to 35% off MSRP on this one. They're also giving us a trade-in value of $12,000 on top of that for the old equipment, which we would not get on the surplus. And then an additional, did you negotiate an additional discount, it looked like, on there? We got even better than cooperative pricing on this one. So
very good.
Hats off to Ryan for that one.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
All right. Any discussion from council on this? No. Okay.
If I can make a comment, I know that's tough, getting all those, sifting through all the cooperative agreements and trying to find one that benefits us. For members of the public, a cooperative agreement is when other agencies that have more bang for their buck, or bigger agencies, go out and get bids for equipment, and the city, smaller cities like ours, is able to piggyback on that and be able to take the benefit of these large purchases at the same time. So it's a tough job, and I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Anybody care to make a motion?
I'm not on the right page.
I move to approve the cooperative use of the NJPA contract for the purchase of exercise and cardio equipment from Life Fitness.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I didn't think so, so it passes. Thank you.
I think that was a no-brainer, right?
Yes. Right. Thank you. We've missed that.
Was that my job? Because I'm in that seat.
You're in that seat.
All right. Moving on. Item 3 is annual consideration of the appointment of a vice mayor. So in our packets, we have a little history on how the council typically has done this. Past councils have done this on a year-to-year basis. Our council sort of, under Diane Jones, there's kind of a history given there on how often we reviewed this. As far as I'm concerned, I would like to review this every year with this council. I think it's important that every council member be given an opportunity at least to serve in that capacity. And I'd like to see it, it doesn't have to change hands every year, but I'd like at least for us to have a conversation about that. And I just think it's important to revolve those seats. I serve on the Historic Preservation Commission as well, and I voted against my own appointment as chair last time because I'm trying to encourage others to step up. So anyway, the vice mayor, as you can read here, serves at the pleasure of the council. And I have discussed with Vice Mayor Karen Pfeiffer this issue. We had lunch once when I was campaigning, and she did indicate that she'd be willing to, to take a back seat on this. So I'm sure if we twisted her arm, she'd probably serve for another year.
Yeah, but I've been vice mayor since 2007. I have had a great ride. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of work, but we have got a phenomenal council now. Brand new people, brand new ideas, and I really am more than willing. I'm excited about stepping down and getting some personal time after all these years. So I just think we're going to go places. We're going to do a lot of things, and with everybody on the council, any one of them could fill my shoes. They're only 6. Yeah, so they're not very big. But it has been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed it, but it is time to appoint someone new to the position, and I just need some me time.
Okay.
I'm
Very
going
good.
to take it, too. I'm still on the council, folks, for another 2 years, so.
Still put up with it, right?
Yeah, I'm still
Right.
here.
So the duties of the vice mayor would be, and you could speak to this because you've been the vice mayor for so long, but essentially when the mayor is unable to chair the meeting, then the vice mayor would step in.
Yeah, and with my life changing so drastically in the last 2.5 years, I don't have as much free time to be able to back up the mayor as I've had. The last 2.5 years has been a whole lot more difficult. So it does take a little time during the day to be able to be there. There's multiple meetings sometimes, and the mayor can't be at all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to take some time, not a lot, but because everywhere I go, he's there. So it's, but it takes some time, and it takes more time right now than I have. So.
Yeah, and so as far as my attendance, I've got a good track record in serving as a council member. I think I've missed over 10 years, maybe 4 or 5 meetings. So it's unlikely that I won't be here to chair these meetings, but it's certainly possible. So the vice mayor would need to step in at that point. And then any other meeting where I couldn't attend, I'd certainly ask the vice mayor to step in. And as far as, the meetings that we all attend, out in the public, ribbon cuttings and that sort of thing, we're a body of 7, so I would never want to dominate, nor could my schedule allow me to dominate those sort of events, so I certainly would encourage all the other council members to step up and attend those sorts of ceremonial duties as you can. But anyway, so we're here to talk about who should be the next vice mayor then. We had a recent election, okay, so and Deb Althouse, and I didn't solicit any information from her, but she did say that she would not be interested
Not yet.
right now.
Give her a year.
Not at this time.
Right.
I have a lot to learn just serving on city council, so I'm not interested at this time.
Do you want a nomination?
We're having a discussion, so absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's important that the vice mayor have experience on council because needing to step in, it's especially important that they're familiar with running council meetings and with rules of order and those types of items. So, I think that is important.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you where I'm coming from on this, and I think the council can have a conversation about this. But we did have a recent election, okay? So it was Councilmember Althouse, Councilmember Hodeggy, and Councilmember Henry, which were recently elected. Councilmember Hodeggy received the most amount of votes in that election. I feel that he served as mayor prior. I'm hoping to keep these meetings shorter and more efficient, which would hopefully allow you to attend the entire meeting. And I think that you having served in that capacity, I think you could serve in the capacity of vice mayor quite well in this time of transition. That's where I'm coming from. This is open to discussion, obviously, with the rest of the council, but that's where I'm at.
I'd be interested to hear if Councilmember Allen or Councilmember Norman were interested. I think we should hear from everybody. I assume Councilmember Henry is on the same boat as me, is not at this time, but she didn't actually say that. But I'd like to hear from everybody if they're interested in it.
Absolutely, I'd be interested in it. I think the point of having it go through all the council members so we all know exactly what serving in that position at one point, and actually for the 4 years that the new members have, that allows them that 4 years to be able to step in. Ruben has been a mayor before, so he's got that experience. He understands the whole ins and outs and that, so I would be definitely interested in also taking that position.
Okay.
Well, having served 8 years before, I kind of have an interest, but I'm in no hurry.
Right. Certainly, and like I said, and this position serves at the pleasure of the council. At any moment, we can change the vice mayor, and I do want to have this conversation on an annual basis. So,
Which I think is great. I mean, because then it does give someone like Tosca, who I think would be a marvelous asset as a vice mayor, an opportunity to step into that position in a year or two when you're comfortable with the ins and outs. I think that'd be awesome.
And I like our mayor's reasoning as well. I think that it's important that, you know, our voters did cast their votes with thought, and I do like that analysis. And Councilmember Hadagi does have significant experience running meetings, so I think that he'd be a great choice. Also, with the ability to relook at that.
Okay.
Annually.
Okay. All right.
Can we hear from, and I'm not going to say it right for a while, Councilmember, I wrote it down now. Howard, I'm sorry, I'll get it right. Howard, I know Mayor Alinsky suggested you, but we haven't heard from you.
Well, it'd be a pleasure to serve as the vice mayor under Mr. Alinsky, but it's all upon the approval of the council, so, you know.
Well, to that end, then I'll make a motion that we appoint Ruben Hadagi to serve as vice mayor.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Nay.
Nay, okay. Motion passes. Congratulations, or condolences, whichever. Thank you very much, Council. Okay, moving on, item 4 is appointment of council representatives to various organizations, committees related to intergovernmental matters. So this is another housekeeping thing that we'll go through every year, and we have gone through this, I believe, every year under Diane Jones as well, where we sort of divvy up the various committees that council members are a part of. So in your packet, we have a list of different committees, and this is really sort of a grab bag of who wants to serve on what. So I'll just go down the list for the benefit of the public. We have the Northern Arizona Council of Governments, NACOG. We have the Northern Arizona Municipal Water Users Association. We have the Verde Valley Transportation Planning Organization, the Verde Valley Regional Organization, Cottonwood Personnel Board, and that's it there. And there's certainly a lot of other committees that are worthy to serve on, but these are the ones that require a council representative. I would ask for the council support to serve on NACOG. I think it's important that that we have the mayor serving on that. Diane Jones formerly served on that, and I would be happy to attend those meetings. They happen once a quarter, and I can commit to that. And with the council's approval, I'd be happy to serve on that board.
I don't see a problem with that at all.
Okay.
Karen, I know there was some vice mayor who wanted to serve on that you still wanted to maintain. Let me know what those are.
The Northern Arizona Water Users Association, it meets quarterly also in different locations in Northern Arizona.
Can I be the alternate on that for you?
You can have it if you
No, if you want to go, you can go. But if I would love to.
Okay, so you want me to serve on it and you be the alternate?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And if something happens, yeah.
There's another one here. The Cottonwood Personnel Board meets quarterly also, and I'm on that. It meets normally between 8:30 on different days to pick the employee of the quarter, the employee of the year. The council member that's on this, if they do have a personnel issue and it's legal and they don't go to those meetings because it will eventually come back probably to the council if it's not resolved there. Mm-hmm. So we don't have a say in that, but I'm always there. The representative is supposed to be there to help with the quarterly report, quarterly nominations, right, and the annual. So that's up for grabs too. It's quarterly, it's early in the morning, and we're in and out of there within a half an hour normally.
Okay. Is there anybody that has an interest in that?
I do.
You do? Okay, very good.
All right.
And who would like to serve as an alternate?
I'll serve as an alternate.
Okay.
Quarterly meetings should be feasible.
And they're early.
And I really support, I know in recent conversations with Councilmember Allen, she's really spending a lot of time on water issues that we're facing right now, mm-hmm, and attending extra meetings as well in that regard. Do we have any of the committees left?
Certainly, there's the VVTPO, Verde Valley Transportation Planning Organization.
I'm currently the chair of that.
So it
It
would be a
make sense
natural
that
fit
she
for you to.
stays, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We meet every other month.
And then who would like to be the alternate for Councilmember Norman on that?
I will.
Okay. I'm sorry, I think I derailed your conversation. We'll get back to you in just a second. So we have Councilmember Norman is going to be the VVTPO, the Verde Valley Transportation Organization representative with Councilmember Althouse as an alternate. Okay, and Councilmember Henry, I think I changed the subject on you. No?
I was just asking which committee we were on because I wasn't.
We're kind of jumping around, I think. Like I said, it was a grab bag, so it's first come, first serve here. You got to be quick.
So Vivi Rio is still.
That's right, Vivi Rio. Okay.
Second to the last.
And when, let's see, they meet, do we know when they meet?
They meet early as well.
Early as well, okay.
How often?
Says the first Friday of every month at the rec center, 11:30 to 11.
Oh, they meet, okay, they changed
8:30
it.
to 11.
8:30.
What did I say?
8:30 to 11.
8:30 to 11 at the rec center. I'm sorry, what was the day again?
Every first Friday of every month.
I would love to serve on that, but it cuts right into my work day.
It's a good one to go to if you want to learn about the city as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, Tosca, do you have time for that? It's right in the middle of the day.
Just trying to think about every first Friday because I do have a special interest in, our local economy.
They're a good one to go to.
In creating sustainable economic growth. Do we look at these appointments annually, Mayor?
Certainly, yeah, certainly.
Then I'll go ahead and volunteer for this
Okay.
one.
And I'll be your alternate,
Okay.
if that's okay with council. That's
Sounds good.
okay.
There.
Yes.
And if it doesn't work for someone, we can revisit it during the year also, if it doesn't work in
Yeah.
somebody's schedule,
Right.
right?
Yes.
And if
absolutely.
something happens that someone can't, they should speak up, because I know in the past we've had people that would volunteer and they don't attend the meetings, and
Yeah.
nobody knows it.
Yeah.
That's been a big problem.
And just so council is aware, I'll be asking for updates from these organizations. So I really would appreciate if you're going to commit to it, to please attend and report back to us. And if you don't report, I'm going to put you on the hot spot and humiliate you. No, I'm kidding. But it's important that we report back on these. So I think we've got everything covered, except I don't have an alternate on NACOG. Is there somebody that would like to be my alternate?
I'll alternate.
Okay, great, thank you. Now, do we need an official motion, or is this
No.
good enough?
Mr. Mayor, I think that would be the council's prerogative. I think there's no legal action for the city that occurs at these meetings, so whether you want to informally have the informal discussion be the end of it, I think that's fine, or
Okay.
you can adopt what you've just discussed by motion.
Okay. I'll go ahead and just run down the list, and I'm going to go ahead and make a motion just so it's official and it's in the
I think,
record.
as I recall in the past, Mayor Jones did, as just a matter of historical
Okay.
practice, do that.
Okay, so I'll go down the list here. So I move that on the NACOG board that Mayor Alinsky is the representative with Councilmember Allen as a alternate. For NAMWA, the Northern Arizona Municipal Water Users Association, that Karen Pfeiffer is the representative with Councilmember Allen as the alternate. And the Personnel Board, I move that we have Councilmember Haragi as the representative with Councilmember Henry as the alternate. Verde Valley Transportation Organization, I move that we have, we really retain Councilmember Norman as a representative on that, and have Councilmember Althouse be the alternate. And for the VV Rio, Verde Valley Regional Economic Organization, we have Councilmember Henry be the representative with Mayor Alinsky the alternate. I need a second.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, great. Very good, thank you. Next item is claims and adjustments.
I move we pay the claims and adjustments.
Second.
Okay, motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? All right.
Did we have any in our packet? I didn't see the
At the very
names. Did I not
end of
scroll
the-
down?
Very end.
Okay. I'll abstain from this vote just because I didn't have a chance to
Okay.
review those. I must not be looking at it.
Okay. So the motion passes, and next item is adjournment.
I move we adjourn.
Second. Any, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we can go home. Thank you, council.
Yeah, we want to be here all night.